Welcome, dear students, to another class of Standard 10. We will today start the poem Amanda, given on page number 61 of the First Flight book. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea, but the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I'm an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? So, moving to the next page. I'm Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life is in the tower is tranquil, rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So you got the hint of what the poet here wants to, convey or say to you. Here the instruction is given to Amanda not to do this, not to do that. Here as Amanda, you should keep yourself into picture and find out what things correlate you with the poem and write some things which your elders or the parents instruct you to do and which you think are restricting your freedom to do thing. Every child feels that she is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed. Write down a note or some of the things you want to do, but your parents, elders not allow you to do. That way you will see the explanation of the poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Biting nails. No, don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Hunching, bending down and sitting or not sitting in erect posture. Don't do that. Hunch means bend. Don't bend your shoulders. Stop that slouching. Slouching here means sit, stand, walk with an awkward, drooping posture, not properly, and sit up straight, Amanda. So, 4 lines of this stanza, you understood? The instructions are given. When these instructions are given, what the reaction or thought of the child is, there is languid emerald sea. The response is not as tight or strong or affirmative or negative, but the silence and cool nature of the Jalamanda, where she portrays herself, there is a languid emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me. In this languid, relaxed, emerald, yellowish green sea, the sole inhabitant, I am the only habitant over there, is me, a mermaid, and only a mermaid, Jalpari bolte hain, mermaid, drifting blissfully. Drifting means moving with the water, current of the water. That situation, the child wants to blissfully, also is happily in a joyful ecstasy, with extreme ecstasy. You have joy, that feeling she is having. The instructions and the toughness of this instructions doesn't make her angry, but she uses this as something that gives her happiness, and she is in her own world. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So these three instructions are common in your house. So your mother gives you these instructions, and therefore, I these instructions when are given to you, how you react and how Amanda, what she thinks. I'm an orphan roaming the street. No one is going to tell us anything to the street. In the street, the orphan without parents is moving. See, when instructions are given so harshly, the child's psyche moves or transfers itself into such a pitiful situation that if I don't have parents giving these instructions, I will be better than this parents constantly nagging and telling me, don't do this, don't do this, and don't do that. So she's ready to be an orphan roaming the street. I'll be that. A pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet, silent quiet feet. I'll draw patterns on this dust. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. So when you are not constantly nagged at and bullied and try to get your freedom curtailed by your elders or parents, the psychological effect can be tremendous. That is the case with most of our households where children are given this type of treatment. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. It will make your teeth go you know bad. Remember your acne, Amanda. This excess of fatty things which are there in the chocolates will create acne on your skin, and it will make your face dirty. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you? Because the child, Amanda, when she gets these instructions to hear, she doesn't like it. She is in a position to not see into the eyes of the person giving instructions. So you can make it out from this, the parent or the elder giving instructions and not seeing the eye. When you are not interested in other person's work, or not understanding, or don't want to get that instructions imposed on you, you try to avoid it. At that time, the speaker has to specify that, will you please look at me when I am speaking to you? So whenever someone is speaking, you have to look into the eyes of that person to get that thing, what he's trying to say. But here, Amanda doesn't want the elders or the parents to give her this type of instructions, and therefore she wants to avoid that. So at that time, the speaker, the elder or the parent is saying that, will you look into my eyes when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I'm really saying you for the betterment of yours. You have to learn all these things, child. But at that time, Amanda thinks that I'm Rapunzel. I have not a care. Rapunzel was a girl, a fairy tale it is, and a girl in the castle. She lived alone, and she fell in love with a boy. At that time, such a long hair she had. In the castle, it was totally closed, and how the person can get into the castle was only through the long hair. So at that time, she feels that I'm Rapunzel, alone in the castle. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. Tranquil, silence, calm, and rare. Not easily accessible, not something that you cannot get it very easily. Rare thing. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. So in that Rapunzel story, when she's falling in love with that boy, at that time she lets a golden hair fall down. The boy gets into the castle, holding that hair into the castle, and at least have the company of it. But here the child is so frustrated that she wants to, get that Rapunzel story also twisted, so that one person, the person who is loud, also she doesn't want to get into the castle. That much of tranquil and rare life she wants to live. Stop that sulking at once, Aman. Sulking means brooding, thinking deeply into that. You're always so moody, Amanda. always a moody person is how, it changes the mood anytime, according to the whims. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Anyone would think, I'm scolding you when I'm giving this instruction in a harsh way, a strong tone I'm using, that I'm scolding you, Amanda. So here Robin Klein has given the poem a very nice, you can say, a twist into what a child thinks, and he is always under pressure, he or she, when things that her restrictions are imposed by the elders and parents, that doesn't do any good to them. And psychologists have really told the parent, and the parental, seminars being held to, give instructions in a harsh way is not the right way to get into the child's insight or child's changing behavior. It will not help. Psychologically, it has to be done in a manner that is not hurting, but indirectly. The parental, whatever advices or parental guides which are there, they hold seminars and teach parents. Parents are taught how to do parenting, how to, deal with the children. And at that time, we really, I had myself attended such a training period of parenting, and it has done a lot of good. It helps. So, but 90% of our people, or even more than that, are not in a position to, go to such parenting, advices and seminars. But at least they can read the parental related, articles or that coming into in the newspapers or magazines, they or the social media or that, and they should really learn things how to deal with children, because children have a very typical way of thinking, and in their own world they are. And if we try to disturb them, we have seen children taking rash decisions and not living normal life, depressed life, when they are, constantly scolded. You must have studied in Kezia, the girl, in the last year lesson, when she got very, angry, or she was used to fear her father so much, and therefore she behaved very depressed and was even sick, and she had to be, cured from that afterwards. The misunderstanding, or this type of instructions which are wrongly given by the parents, can create a lot of problem for the children. So with this, the Amanda poem is completed. You will have to, there are no major, figures of speech. You will have to do it on your own, because alliteration, interrogation, metaphor, are the normal which we have done. So you will try with from yourself the list I have given on the figures of speech. Try to, write this figures of speech on your own, and try to feel that by this period I've given you figures of speech of many lessons, many poems, and then this will be good enough for you to, do on your own. So if you have any problem, you can, let me know in the next session. Till then, have a good day. Bye.